And hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Welcome. It is Tuesday, and we are having a insane day. My day started at 2 a.m. this morning. For those of you that are just joining us, my name is Coral. I'm one of the municipal liaisons for NaNoWrimo. I am the ML for the Illinois Elsewhere region. Now, we're just fancy volunteers, which we put together different virtual write-ins so that writers just like you can join in with us and hopefully get your goal. And the goal is in November, we try to tackle a challenge, and that challenge is to write 50,000 words in only 30 days. And yes, it is crazy and it is insane, and I am a little bit tired. But we are certainly having a fantastic time. NaNoWrimo is a fantastic community, and we've had a great opportunity to meet some really fantastic people, and I'm just having a ball. So for those of you that don't know, also on top of us doing National Novel Writing Month, this week, actually starting, it was on the 13th, we actually started something that we are calling 100 Hours O Writing on Twitch. And me and a bunch of MLs and some other nano writers joined together, we banded together, and we're kind of doing like different stream parties, and we're rating each other's streams and stuff, like we're passing the baton and stuff like that. My last one that I just did was literally at 3 a.m. this morning, and I streamed until 5 a.m. And then I just hung out at the next person. I passed the baton at the next person's, and I just stayed, and I went and did my own writing afterwards, and which was great because I have a goal. I really, 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 really want to try to write about 6,000 words today. That's my goal. And I might actually make that today because of how many streams I've been kind of hopping from stream to stream and getting lots and lots of writing done. So it's been really, really productive, and I love it. And we're kind of having a ball with it, which is pretty cool. And since we are running a little bit late, thanks to our fantastic, I swear we're just, the technology gremlins have been so much fun this month. And so we're trying to get, I swear, once we figure out everything, it's going to be over, which is par for the course. But we'll be ready for next year, right? That's what happens when you're trying new things. And so, yeah, I definitely want to start our very first sprint. Probably we'll start that within the next minute or so. Just want to get a few things started and ready and set up for us. But yeah, I also wanted to thank, if you have been at any of these streams and if you came, I just wanted to thank you for being involved, and to all of the volunteers who's made these things possible. It has been huge, and we could not do it without all of the people volunteering their time, and that has really been, it means the world to all of us writers because we all kind of feed off of each other, and it's really, really fantastic event to be a part of. And so I appreciate you guys, and I will keep on cheering you guys on while you cheer me on. So let's go ahead, and I like to start off my very first prompt. So I like to start off with something that is short, just to kind of get the juices going. So we can go ahead and start with a 5-minute sprint. I don't want anything too fancy schmancy because of the fact that, as I said, we got to get the juices flowing to begin with. And So let me go ahead and turn on our timer for 5 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that way you guys can see what I am working with. And we got our fancy schmancy Microsoft Word. All right. And maybe we'll get some tunes going. And our prompt is going to be sprinting to the finish. Running, racing, walking, etc. That type of thing, right? I think that's a really good, oh, would help if I could spell. I really can't spell. I really shouldn't worry about it. All right, 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead, set our timer for 5 minutes, and we are going to go ahead and just see what we can write and use that as your prompt. Sprinting to the finish, racing, walking, trying to just something along those lines. And we'll go ahead and start. See what you can come up with. I'm going to start what I can come up with, and I hope you'll join us. All right. That was a quick 5-minute sprint, and I really liked that one. I have been writing very recently. For those of you that are just joining us, I am writing a thriller for the first time, and it's really exciting because, well, it's my first time of trying to write it, although it's turning out more like a paranormal thriller than a thriller, but maybe that's par for the course. Of course, I was influenced a little bit by the things that are going on in, the craziness of 2020. The original thought that started it all was that there was a girl who was stranded in one of the last freestanding skyscrapers in Chicago, and it's kind of following her path. So it's been really exciting to see where the story is kind of going, because it's kind of been able to go multiple places, which is kind of exciting. But my best friend laughs at me because she's like, "You're the writer, should know exactly where it's going." But I'm like, yeah, but no. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, at least not with me, because sometimes you're in the middle, like you have an idea of what it's going to be, but then once you start writing it, either you get a better idea, or like while you're doing it, you're like, no, this doesn't make any sense because of these other things that are coming in, and it would make much more sense if you did this instead. Or like, this character that character might not make sense to do whatever that thing is. And so those are all kind of, I think, part of the writing process. Anytime that we're talking about doing our nano prep and things like that, a lot of times we say that the nano prep is more of a guideline than something that is set in stone. And so I probably should keep to the guideline a little bit more than I do, but it's a lot more fun to go off of the beaten path, especially for Nano. Nano's the time to just gear off and go, as long as you remember to veer back in to like what the known path is. So I do have a known path of where I want to go, and as long as I somehow end up back there, we can dilly-dally over on the tertiary side of things and still be okay. Yeah, we don't judge. However you like to write, however you like to do you. I mean, I honestly don't think that there's any wrong way to nano. Unless it's just not doing it. That'd be like, that's not nano. Nano is all about getting out there and doing it. It's setting that intention. I say this a lot. I'm setting the intention every day to just write a little bit every day. I mean, I'm telling you, one of my sprints, I got 24 words. Like nothing was coming out, and that was okay. It was 25 more words that I didn't have before I started that sprint. And so taking the small wins is just as important with Nano as doing the big wins. I actually started this morning's as of 2:00 this morning. I woke up early at 2:00 in the morning. My actual stream was at 3 a.m. and then we streamed until 5, as I mentioned earlier. And I was like, I looked at, there's a stat on NaNoWrimo that will actually tell you, if you keep going at your current pace, this is the estimate of how long it would take you to be done with your story, like to hit your goal. And it was saying like I wouldn't hit my goal until like December 5th or something like that. And then by the end of not only my 2-hour stream, but I also stayed and I wrote for the next stream, which was the next 2-hour stream, and a little bit of the one after that too. I had to go to work, unfortunately. Like I was like, oh, I don't want to go to work. But I did. I had to go to work. But yeah, by the end of it though, it was like, if you continue on this path, you will still take, I think it said November 4th. So, or excuse me, December 4th. So we're going in the right direction, you know? So, and in fact, let's see what it is with all my new numbers. And yep, December 4th. So, and it's definitely my writing. It shows you your overall progress, and mine's more of like a wave, which it is what it is. I am at the total on day 17. I am at 24,408 words. Which is pretty par for the course. That's pretty much where I want to be 2 days ago, though. By the 15th, I really wanted to be about 25,000 words. So I'm still a little bit behind, but I've caught up a lot. And so that's really fantastic. As you can make it up. So it's almost like the tortoise and the hare, right? You just keep chugging along, you just keep going, and sooner or later you'll get there. And that's kind of what it's like with NaNo. Like some of my days, I have like 200 words, 203 words. And I'm just like, well, it is what it is. And really the goal, if you want to do like daily goals, my daily goals technically is 1,667 words a day. But, life. So you just kind of have to work with what you got, and some days you get more done than other days. And I have a full-time job. I volunteer within my community in different ways, and it's never as easy as I know. There are even some people who do NaNo while doing their grad work. I know people who are doing NaNo and working on going to school and working their full-time jobs at the same time. And there's so many different people nanoing. So it's, as I said, taking a little bit out of a time out of your day to see what you can do. And oftentimes when I'm doing NaNo, it's more of a battle with myself than it is a battle, like, although you can do like some competitive like word sprints and battle against people and things like that, which can be fun. But I like battling against myself and seeing how I can push myself, see if I can set aside enough time, and then seeing how many words I can get during that time. And that can be really, really fulfilling. So we are coming right up on, I think we should probably go ahead with our next prompt. So let me go ahead and get this next prompt ready for us. So this next prompt, I think we are going to go with a 10-minute prompt. And I am going to take my random prompt generator here. I have so many of these things. I love prompts so much. We were laughing about it earlier. I said, I'm a prompt ninja. I got prompts everywhere. Every Sunday I do 12 hours of prompts. Every hour on the hour, 8 a.m., 8 p.m., every hour on the hour, I'm posting prompts on the regional forums and stuff. I love it. I love it. All right, here's an interesting prompt, and I will go ahead and share my screen so that way you guys can see what I am looking at. I think you'll like this a lot. All right, present and hiya and go. All right, so here we are. And this prompt is going to be, where would you be pleased to find yourself locked up overnight? All right. That sounds really interesting to me. And so I have to decide at this point too, am I going to write this in one of my characters' minds, or am I just going to write because I love this prompt so much and just want to think about it myself? I don't know. So you got to think about that as well. You don't have there, as I said, no wrong way to nano. So however you want to use this prompt, we are going to set our timer for 10 minutes, whether you're writing about you or writing about one of your characters or whatever. The prompt is, where would you be pleased to find yourself locked up overnight? All right, and we're going to start 10-minute prompt, and yo, you got this. All right. And again. Oh, it's so fast. All right, I'm going to click save. Make sure you are clicking save. How did you guys do that time? I went, let me go ahead and check. Wait, I got 296 words in that last sprint. It's just not too bad. I'm not mad at it. That's about on par, especially when I have no idea what I'm about to write and just kind of figuring it out as I was going on there, and trying not to get distracted by the fact that I misspelled several words. That's so annoying, but I do that all the time. And it's it's so hard. That's one, I know that there's some applications out there, and even Microsoft Word has a feature that you can do focus, and those are all good. And when I am writing and trying to focus, I will use those, but I can't really use those here. But that's kind of helpful, because then if I don't know that it's misspelled, it doesn't bother me as much as seeing those little squiggles that are like, you got something wrong. But I have to remind myself that it's okay. It's one of the things that you have to be okay with NaNoWrimo is that this is supposed to be a really junky draft. Some people don't even think of it as a first draft. Some people just think of it as it could be just their prep, their prep draft, or it's basically it's not going to be perfect. I would be very shocked if anybody got to the very end of Nano and was like, I got a perfect book. I'm sending it off for publishing right now without any changes. That's just not how this works. Normally what does happen, and a lot of people do ask this question, is what happens after you do the NaNoWrimo? Let's say you make your 50,000 words. Then what? What happens? And there's a lot of different ways to answer that question. The first simple question would be, now normally, and I don't know if they're going to have this set up on the new site, but I'm hoping that they will have it set up by the time the end of November comes around. They have a word validator that you can submit, copy and paste your words into the validator, and it will tell you that it'll count your words and see whether or not you met the 50,000 words. And it's not anything that is stored anywhere. It's immediately that all that information is just, once it validates it, it junks it. So it's not like that gets stored anywhere or anything along those lines. Then you get, some nice little digital flair or whatever that says, yay, you did it. And we all have a thank goodness it's over party. And then we have something that's called the Now What months. And generally we don't recommend doing anything really in December, although some people do. I know I have in the past. I just kept the momentum going that I started in November and just kept it going into December and January. Some people start new projects. Other people will continue working on their projects. Like maybe they want to continue just world building and further diving into that. I know some people who want to further work on the characters, even though that they were done with the story, but maybe they want to flesh out some character details that they didn't get a chance to do. Some people do that as well. So there's not really any, you have to do this during the Now What months. But, that's in December, and there's a ton of holidays. And after November, some people just want a break, and that's okay too. And taking a break's actually a really healthy way to deal with it. Not that it's unhealthy to do those other things. It's just, as I said, there's no wrong way to nano, and there's no wrong way to do the now what months either, I think. But hey, that's just me. So yeah. Then after starting in January, most of the groups meet back up, and I try to do things either editing. We start up little, like, some people will set up beta groups, or we'll read each other's work and give each other feedback. Other people just dive really hard into editing. And I mean, I know on some of those you could edit your book 3-4 times. That's where the hard work really starts, I think, personally. Especially being a pantser, being someone who just flies by the seat of their pants. The editing is really tough, but the great thing about at the end of Nano is that you do have a really great way. You know what the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story is. And so then you can really take a look at your story and say, okay, now what is really important for the story? What is really important for the character arcs, and decide those things. And that's stuff that you can flesh out in January or February or whatever. And then in April and in, I believe, June, they have something that's called Camp NaNoWrimo, and that's a lot of fun. And it's a little different than NaNoWrimo, because NaNoWrimo is you start most of the time it's a new project, although some people do what's called a NaNoWrimo, being a NaNoWrimo, and they will either work on an old project, or maybe they'll edit an old project. Some people they have goals of, say, 100,000 words, or even I've seen some people who have really insane 400,000 words. And that is just, 50,000 is insane to me. So, they do them, I do me. If you want to do that, you do you. So let's go ahead and stop with our gabbing a little bit, and we should probably work on our next prompt. Let's do another 10-minute prompt. All right, or maybe we should do a 20-minute prompt. That'll be really cool. We can do a 20-minute prompt. All right, and all right, we are going to open up. Ooh. Now, I like this one, but I don't think that one's necessarily one. I'm going to tell you what the prompt is, but we're not going to use this prompt. It says, what is the most offensive thing you've ever heard anyone say? Yeah, maybe you can use that prompt later. No, we'll keep this one PG, so I won't tell you the most offensive thing I've heard. Ask me about it later. Well, add me as a buddy on NaNo, and we can talk about it later. All right, let's do a different one. All right, how about, what makes you feel humble? Humble. That could be interesting. So let's go ahead, and I will present our window. All right. What makes you feel humble? I like that, because there's several things you can go with. And again, these things can be, if you want to take it and you want to write something that you feel that you got to get out, and give it a go. And if you want to use it as something to give you lift off for your story, do that too. There's no wrong way to do these prompts. And we certainly want to see exactly what you can do with these things. All right. So let's go ahead and set a nice 20-minute. Yeah, let's do 20 minutes. What makes you feel humble? Or just talk about humbleness and begin. I can't help it.
twisted lanes. They take us on to rooms of plenty, where we are forced to join the game. And if you need some sweet persuasion, just think of how far you have come. To be alone, unloved, no soulmate, just a searcher with a passion for the sun. We stand for what we know is human. Two humans shaking off their pain. The cuts, the sores, the infestations, and a vision of a life gone down the drain. They build a wall to cover our tracks, persuaded by the life we led. Too many hopes built over bad ground, too many words we never said. You had your grief, I had my demons. I shared them with you through the night. The dreams disguising simple heartache, we put aside not knowing wrong from right. And if we ever turn to false hopes, building our future on the run, it will be the hardest lesson, to look and see what we have become.
It's over now, she's gone to rest. I've clasped her hands on the quiet breast. Draw back the curtain, let him collide. She'll never shrink it and be too bright. Stars will be watching eyes of angel armies in the skies, to keep me from their own birthday. I could not feel more far away, he said, when he comes. over now. She's gone to rest. I've clasped her arms on the quiet breast. Draw back the curtain, let in the light. She'll never shrink even be too bright. If stars were really watching eyes of angel armies in the skies, to keep me from the longed for day, I could not feel more far will be safe when he comes in. I will see this morning then, hoping to find you to know. Some left but an hour ago. If stars were really watching eyes of angel armies in the skies, to keep me from the longed for day, I could not feel more far away, far away, far away.
He thought to kiss her by morning rain, but God has thought to take her away. What will he say? God knows not why. Good night, he said, but never goodbye.
We were two men here, but an hour gone by. Those streak was down in the midnight sky. Now I am one to watch the day glowing up from the far away. If stars were really watching eyes of angel armies in the skies, to keep me from the longed for day, I could not feel more far away. I could not feel more far away. I could not feel more far away. Far away.
All right, I had to finish the sentence. We are, I can't believe it. Again, can you believe we are actually done with yet another sprint? I every single time. I know I say it every single time. I should come up with something different. Maybe next time I'll plan something and I'll come up with something interesting to say, like, I don't know, quote of some sort, because every time I'm like, it's so fast, it's over, I can't believe it. But it's true. It's suddenly we're done, and I'm like, okay. And apparently I don't know how to spell popsicles. That's pretty funny, right? Yeah, I love it. I love it when I find, and it's always something stupid too, because I'm like the last time it was like something like roller coaster. I'm like, I know how to spell roller coaster, but I misspelled it, but it's gonna bother me, you know? That's just how it is. So I did want to talk about, I want to know first, let me know down in the comments, how did you do? What was your word count? What did you think of the prompts so far? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you just like, meh? All right, on that last 20-minute prompt, I got 559 words, which is freaking yay. That's awesome. And I felt pretty good about what I was writing about. I didn't even know I was going to be writing about this. So it's pretty freaking cool. It's turning out pretty awesome. I'm digging it so far. And yeah, so I want to hear about your guys' stories too. Are they turning out exactly how you want them to? Are you struggling with anything in particular? If you have any questions about Nano or the Nano process, please, again, leave that down in the comments. And if I can't find the answer, then I'll at least point you in the right direction of where you can at least try to find the answer. Because if it's not me, I'll at least give you a good direction to find it. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm writing so far today. Today's been good. And I mean, you would expect it's probably really terrible. I'm probably going to look at it tomorrow and hate it, but that's okay. Because, Nano is not about writing. I'm not writing a masterpiece. Now, that's not to say it couldn't become one later on, but I mean, nobody writes a masterpiece on their first draft of Nano. It just doesn't happen. So give yourself a break, and don't be too hard on yourself. Like, that's what I got to tell myself. Don't be too hard on yourself, Coral. You're doing good. You're getting there. It's going to be good. Even if it's not, it's just you're enjoying the process. It's just like creating memories, right, with friends and family. But for me, I am creating memories. I'm creating these worlds. I'm creating these characters and these amazing experiences that they're having. And it's very fulfilling. And so if this is something that you really enjoy doing, then I want you to feel the same things. So I don't want you to let your own doubts and worries get in your own way. So just don't make yourself, don't take it too seriously, and give yourself permission to just enjoy the ride a little bit and enjoy the process as you try to make it through Nano. And the hard work, as I said, is going to come next. So, and don't think about the hard work part yet. Next, I should probably stop talking about that. So, I probably should take a moment to talk a little bit more about Nano. And if you guys don't know, it is a nonprofit. There's several different programs that NaNoWrimo does do, like the Come Right In and the Young Writers Program. And you can actually go on to the NaNoWrimo website and find out more about those projects. This is as I said, it's a nonprofit. It works. We're all of us liaisons are volunteers, and so we run off of donations by people just like yourself. And if you do make a donation to NaNoWrimo, there's actually a few different ways, and maybe I can share my screen real quick on this just to show you. Maybe that'll be something good for, let's present that real quick. And let's see if we can show a tab. NaNoWrimo, share. All right, so here is NaNoWrimo. I went ahead and I clicked on the brought to you by section. And this is another way that you can also help out NaNoWrimo is NaNo does get some corporate sponsors. So if you want to take a look at any of these sponsors, that is another way that you can help NaNoWrimo out. I recognize some of these. Some of these I am brand new to, and I'm really excited to check them out. Like I know Wattpad. I've been using Wattpad for several years. Scribophile, I've used that for several years. Scribophile is really great if you are, it is a community workshop. It is very good if you are good at writing feedback and good constructive criticism. You get some really great constructive criticism back. There's definitely a market for that type of thing, but you do have to go in knowing exactly what that is. Fiverr is really great for if you need like a cover for your book or something like that. You can find a bunch of different things on Fiverr. Wattpad, I have several of my stories. In fact, I post a lot of my NaNoWrimo stuff onto Wattpad. So that is a great place if you want to read other stories by other writers like yourself and post and publish your own stuff online. You can do that through Wattpad yourself if that's a direction you want to go. Let's see, what are some of the other ones? Great Courses Plus is another one. They have some really, it's just different types of classes that you can take. That's they have writing ones. They even have one specific for NaNoWrimo, which is pretty interesting. Some of these I actually don't know about though. I just found out about Word Anvil and For the Words, and I'm actually pretty excited about trying those out to see how they are. I guess you can like do battles and stuff on, I think, For the Words. So that sounds kind of cool. I don't know. I got to check them out more. I don't know too much about it. So that's one way that you guys can actually check out and help NaNoWrimo. It's a different way. And they do have, like, if you click on each of these things, they have like their own special thing for Nano. Some do like a discount. Some of them are free. So check them out if that's something that you're interested in. You can also go to the donate tab. Donate tab, there's a bunch of different ways that you can donate. And it shows you here that just $10 covers NaNoWrimo's costs for 5 writers, things like that. You can go all the way up to being a monthly donor or supporting a classroom. And as you can see, there's tons of different ways that you can really help out. And there is also on your actual, like if you go back to your actual NaNoWrimo, like if I go into my main profile, there is a place on the top that it does tell you. Oh, it did. Let's see. They may have. Aha, there it is. It's on the main page. So this is what their goal is for this year. They're pushing, trying to make 1.4 million to be able to meet their budget. And thanks to 17,431 donors, they have raised over $1 million, which is amazing. And we're really, really excited about that, but we're not all the way there yet. And so we do still need, if you are able to, great, give. If not, then that's fine too. Other ways that you can also give back to NaNoWrimo is through the NaNoWrimo store. I'm all about the merch. So if you want some really cool merch, you can find it at the store. So check that out too. Okay, so enough of all of that jibber jabber. I really like the community, and so I should probably, give those shout outs and all that stuff. So now let's go back because I want to get some more writing done. As I said, I have a goal that I want to get close to 6,000 words done, and I feel like I'm almost there. This morning I was around 4,000 and some change. So I feel like it's possible. I could hit the 6,000 mark, and I've been up since 2:00 in the morning. So if I could meet my goal, like, that would be incredible. So let's go ahead and, actually, I'm not going to do this one. I am going to pull up one of my other books, and this is another one that I use. Woo. All right, this one's fun challenge. I like these ones. These ones are the found ones. Those are so interesting. They're really, really cool. Ooh, there's always some really interesting things that we take from it. So I really like, as I said, I like prompts. Prompts are fun. It doesn't take much to amuse me. Not gonna lie. All right. So looking at our time, we could do, let's do another 20-minute prompt. And on this prompt, let's do, like, there's so many of them where I'm like, oh, we could do that. Do we want to do that? I don't know if it'll go with my story, though. Okay. We're going to totally do something. See, that's interesting. Like, but you guys don't know what I'm looking at. I know something you don't know. All right. Let's see. I like that. That's really funny. All right. Someone hiding in the linen closet. That sounds like a scary story. Like, to me, that sounds like a scary movie. I don't know. I'm not very good at, okay, I know I'm writing a thriller right now, y'all, but I don't do well with scary stories and scary movies at all. And the reason why is the following. I have a really, really good imagination. And whatever I come up with in my head is going to be probably way worse than what's actually being shown on the movie or in the book. And so I can't read scary stuff because, as I said, I want to be able to sleep at night. And even though I know it's not real, as I said, I got a good memory. I want to be able to sleep. Okay. All right. We're going to find a good one. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one. This one's going to be good. Okay, we found the perfect prompt. Here it is. An object found in the trash. Now, this is one of the found ones. You know, we talked about found poems last time, but if you weren't with us last time, then you might not know what I'm talking about. And that is, back in the day, they used to have, like, they find the, the bunch of wrappers and they would make art into it, or they would take like actual things from newspapers or magazines and make it into a collage or a poem or whatever. It's called found art. Well, this is something kind of similar to that, and it is and it gives you some words to work with. And in this one, it is cobbler, umber, haunt, grumble, raincoat, unleavened. I probably mispronounced it. You know, we're not. You know, not going to get the words right 100% of the time. That's okay. All right. We also have bravery, ray, toffee, and imaginary. Some very interesting words. So we got cobbler, umber, haunt, grumble, raincoat, unleavened, bravery, ray, toffee, and imaginary. Now you can do the found ones in two different ways. You could either well, there's a lot of different ways. As I said, there's no wrong way to nano. But anyways, you could use just the prompt, an object found in the trash. Or if you wanted, you can also use the words. You could try to use all of the words in one paragraph, or maybe try to, you know, put a dash of these words into whatever you're writing. And another way that you could do this is just take inspiration from one of the words. So there are several different ways for you to be able to work out this prompt. Do whatever works best for you, and I will see you on the other side of this sprint. Okay, I am starting our sprint counter. Another 20 minutes. You can do it. This is a pretty good prompt. All right, and start. Go for it.
The grains and cracks of gray beneath my feet were smooth and dark the day they were laid down. The tan lines and white flakes heed their sheath. When I first wore these boots, they were even brown. The wear is on this world, you see it now. Stepping back in fear when our paths cross. The distance we carve with the furrow plow. Though we till no soil, leaving love to gather moss. We don't have to live here. Love leads no
Hmm.
to the mirror, but there was nothing that I seen. I flew up to the mirror, but there was nothing that I seen. You lie, I cried. The butterfly woke, and I died. You lie, I cried. The butterfly woke, and I died. You lie, I cried. The butterfly woke, and I died. You lie, I cried. The butterfly woke, and I died. I jumped, I went to heaven, picked a strange, beautiful rose. When I woke, I had a rose in my hand. I jumped, I went to heaven, picked a strange, beautiful rose. When I woke, I had a rose in my hand. When I woke, I had roses in my hand. You lie, I cried. The butterfly woke, and I died. You lie, I cried.
Okay. And that is time. So, how did you do? See, I did it different this time. Huh? But I'm still gonna say it. It went so quickly. As it did. I probably could have written more if the time would have kept going, which is good. This is a good thing because when you feel that is kind of, you're working a scene out. It's working its way through. I like to use the term that I'm stewing. I'm stewing on it. So sometimes I'll have some ideas just kind of like lurking around, and it's just kind of stewing in there. And then, someone will ask me, so how's such and such story? And I'm like, well, we're just stewing on it a little bit. I am working on it. It might not look like it, but I am. But yeah, there's a process. It's just how it works. I just wanted to say that we've been doing these virtual write-ins this year, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am doing them. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I hope to do these again next year. Don't get me wrong, being up since 2:00 in the morning, it's made me very tired, and I'm feeling it, but it's only for one day. So for this one day, for it to be really bad. So my thoughts are a little kind of crazy, and I apologize, but I wanted to let you know that we do have, for the rest of November, we have our live streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We stream from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's every Tuesday and Thursday, except for Thanksgiving. And to make up for that Thanksgiving, I think that Saturday, the 28th, is our makeup day. We also have a Thank Goodness It's Over party on December 1st, I believe, which is the very first Tuesday after NaNo's done. As I said, I'm working on since 2:00 in the morning. I'm tired. I feel it, guys. Like I had coffee the first time in a long time, and I don't drink coffee because coffee's not good for you. But I had coffee because I was up at 2:00 in the morning. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Our other events. So let me not forget about our Wednesdays, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be on Discord. We're part of a NaNoWrimo Discord, and we actually have a Sprinto bot who is my best friend. It just doesn't know it yet. But we talk all the time. You can go any time of the day. Sprinto's always there. Sprinto's always listening to you. It's great. I love the Sprinto bot. So you can go on there anytime you want to, but if you want to go on there at the same time as all of us, be there at 7 p.m. We'll be there from 7 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Excuse me. And then on Friday, we have our Facebook Messenger group rooms, and so that's a lot of fun too. And yeah, I hope that you guys will join us for those. Those are always a lot of fun as well. Now we are looking at, I believe, the 100 hours. There's still a few more live shows on Twitch. If you're interested, I posted links to it in our Facebook group, as well as our regional forum and on our pretty much all of our socials and stuff like that. If you want to check it out, maybe try to get in some words of your own. And oh, thank you so much. We just got a subscriber. That's awesome. That's the first time that's happened. That's really cool. Welcome to all of the people that do subscribe. And if you like this content, please feel free, leave a comment, like, let people know about it. And I do hope that you guys will join us at our next shows. There's also there was also one other thing I wanted to mention. If you go, don't forget to make sure, last thing, don't forget to save. I would hate for you to get all the way to the end and forget to save. I've been reminding myself, okay, make sure you say save, because I don't want you guys to lose your work. I've done that a few times. I'm talking from experience here. And don't forget, after these things, to go into your NaNoWrimo and update your word counts. Get credit. You want to, get credit for all. It doesn't matter if it's 24 words, get credit for it. And every word counts. We'll take it, Yeah. And yeah. So I love stuff like this. So I hope you guys are enjoying these virtual write-ins. I'm hoping to continue to do more of these types of live shows. I don't know if we're going to be doing, I know we're definitely going to be seeing about doing some in April and June, but definitely next November as well. So if you like these things, let us know which ones you prefer. And in the comments, please let us know, what are you working on? How did you do on each of those prompts? Is there a prompt that you really like or you didn't like? I love hearing about your guys' stories and where you're going with it and what you're doing with the characters and things like that. I think it's really cool to be able to see what you guys are doing, and being in the midst of like seeing your characters grow as you guys are all like figuring out exactly what's going on in your stories is really cool to be part of. And I feel really humbled to be able to be a part of it, as we use one of our words from earlier today. So I hope that you guys are enjoying these. And if you hear the squeaking in the background, I apologize. That is my puppy. He wants to go outside, and so I didn't want to kick him out, because normally he's really, really good, but now he's being a pain. But gotta love puppies, right? All right. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. Let's see, where is it? We talked about Nano Prep a little bit. We talked about Camp NaNoWrimo. We talked about the offers and the writer tools, and the resources. If you have any questions about anything along those lines, please don't hesitate to come into the NaNoWrimo home region. We also have a forum space that you can go to and you can ask questions. The forum is really neat because you can interact with people from all over the world. And also, if you need, say you need support and maybe help with your writing, some people are able to use the forums because they're having they need technical help, things like that. So there's something for everyone there. And I want to make sure that you guys know that you guys can get the help that you need. So I think that is going to do it for today. And I just want to thank everybody for coming, and I will see you guys next time.